Good evening. Welcome to Casey's Diary. So this is our catching up interview.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. Just finished the end term for this second year, and yeah, I think that's just everything that happened in the
Mm,
last few weeks.
It means you started with the Christmas break.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's already yeah, on this day it already start.
I'm just curious, do you have activities in the university for the prior to the break or during the break?
Activities, I mean like curricular or
Yeah,
extracurricular like
like
that.
the extracurricular.
No, I haven't joined the org or any other activity. I just did schoolwork. That's it. Biggest one I had was just it's just presentations. That's it.
For example, like Christmas party or something,
Oh no. We didn't have
year-end party.
no, we didn't have any Christmas party or year-end party. Just it's nothing like that scheduled for us.
Mhm.
That's it.
So we all know that it's only like 15 days before the new year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would like to know if you have the traditional like New Year's resolutions, something like that.
Actually I don't really have a New Year's resolution, but I don't really rely on it to make myself I don't do resolutions to tell myself to be different next year because I know I will be different inevitably. I will go through life experience, all that,
Mhm.
and I'm always trying to improve myself. I'm always aware of uh, of my shortcomings, my weakness, what I need to work on, and at the same time aware of things that I need to continue to improve. So I don't really have a resolution, but yeah, that's because I know I'm always changing myself for what I think is best.
Okay. Most people would have a list, normally would have a list like next year I will be dieting. That's the top of the list actually. I'll go on a diet. Next, I will not spend more and something like those. But in your case, you don't do these things.
No, I don't because I learned that you know life is very chaotic. You know, it's full of change. So chances are, if you try to plan for something, life might end up you know uh, messing your plans. That even any well organized plan is going to be disrupted very easily. So I don't really add a list, but the closest thing I have to a list of things for me to do is just it's just myself telling me to do this in my head, in my brain. Always always you know thinking about myself, contemplating like that. Yeah, so I don't really have I just don't uh, think as a list of things to do suits me if I want to change myself. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, thank you. And the year is ending. I would like to have a wrap up of the things in your life, happenings in your life, if it is possible. Okay. So the last time that we spoke, I asked you about the most unforgettable experience that you had in the Philippines. You said it was like the long walk that you
Yes, yes.
experienced. Was it this year or do you have another unforgettable experience this year, 2023?
Uh, you're asking when was the long walk I did?
Yes.
Uh, that was like maybe uh 2 years ago. That was way
Ah,
before
okay.
the
So it's not that recent, really. Okay.
yeah,
So how
but that
about this
was like
year?
um this year.
Yes.
Well, now that I got reminded of it, there was it was in Qatar actually.
Mm,
There's I think my whole vacation there in Qatar is one unforgettable experience
okay.
because I have not been to Qatar in a long time, and many things have changed there. It's made it unforgettable. It's my first time going to Mall of Qatar, I think, and there's this one there was a mall beside IKEA. I think it was Festival City. I went there too, and
Beside IKEA,
yeah, uh, there's only one
beside
IKEA, right?
IKEA, that is Doha Festival City. Yes.
Yeah, that's the Festival City. That's what
Yeah.
I said. Um, and it was also the first time that I actually had to take a flight by myself. Uh, because in the middle of the vacation, I was left with just my dad because
Mm,
my my elder brother had to leave early because he
mm,
had upcoming college.
okay.
And so I was left alone with my dad and asked him to if I can stay there longer. Um, yeah, it was unforgettable that I had to go through the whole process of taking a flight, and I also had to go do that alone when I arrived in the Philippines. So it was nice to experience it for myself now now that I'm familiar with the what to do in airport. So yeah, that was one unforgettable experience for me.
Let's just focus on this year, okay? What is the most or what is the happiest experience that you had this year?
Um, well, the happiest experience would also be my vacation there,
Mhm.
because in Qatar, like what I said earlier, besides me visiting places, it's actually the first time I learned how to ride a two-wheeler bike. Yeah,
How many
was
weeks did you spend here in Qatar at that time?
in Qatar. No, I don't remember. It was maybe 2 or 3 weeks there.
Okay. Mm.
But
So you learned how
yeah,
to
my
ride a bike.
yeah, the two-wheeler, the traditional one. It was hard at first. I actually had difficulty doing it. I almost felt dizzy because of I couldn't control the bike and it was swerving. But in a few days, actually in 3 days, I managed to learn how to ride a bike. And it was
Mm.
fun, because it was nighttime. It was it's not hot at night, not too hot at night,
Mm.
and it's nice atmosphere to ride a bike around an open air space around where my dad lived. So yeah, that was one happy experience that I had this year.
You know what? It says that there's a saying that once you learn how to ride a bike, you can never forget how to do it. So I mean, even like me, I learned how to ride a bike when I was still very little. Like before even I went to school, I already learned how to ride a bike. And up to now, or yeah, and up to now, if I want to ride on a bike and drive it, I still can, which is, I believe it is
Mm,
true.
yes.
So once you learn that skill, you can actually do it again and again. But the main focus of that is the balancing part. And
Mm,
once
yeah.
you get balance on the wheel, then it's good to go, or you're good to go. How about your, let's say, saddest experience this year?
I think it was during college. Uh, it was a time where uh, it was a time where it was very filled with stress. Not the college experience itself wasn't uh the main source of this stress, but there's also things I had to do at home because now there's I have I have to juggle between college work and not just not just simple chores like washing the dishes because
Mm.
actually I wouldn't call it chores but tasks to do around the house because one time there was a there was a termite infestation in our house. It wasn't it was during I just know it was during uh the academic year this today I mean this year. It was very stressing and annoying that
Mm.
every time I have to go home I would see this this termite tunnels, they're outside in the house. I have to keep getting rid of them. I didn't know what to do.
Mm.
Not to mention had um yeah, it was just an overall source of frustration.
Mm.
There's this thing you have to do and you don't know how to do it. And there's another backlog of things that uh you have to deal with. So that was I guess that was a very unpleasant experience for me this year.
When you say
So
backlogs,
yeah,
are you referring to schoolworks?
yes. Just not just individual stuff, but there's group work too. So
Mm.
yes, that's a source of pressure as well.
Yeah, I'm reckoning that individual task on your part, I think it's not a problem. So the problem
Yes.
in that case is if you are part of a group, and of course you cannot force the group to work as efficiently as you are doing, isn't it? So that backlogs can result in that case.
Well, in cases where I was not really a leader, but someone who could uh who could like have a say in how the project works, it was
Mm.
okay, you know, because I think I can do that well. I have some kind of some degree of leadership skills, you know. I won't say I'm a natural leader, but I have managed to organize a group properly. But what's most stressful is when I'm not a leader or someone who has a major contribution to the work. So I'm just an ordinary member. I have to listen to what the others say. I think that's the most stressful kinds of group work because you have a role and you're expected to do it. And if you don't, you'll be bringing the you'll be
The
bringing
whole
the whole
group
group
down.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm just curious, if it is okay with you, can you share with us what types of group works or projects you're doing in relation to your
Uh,
course, business management?
most of it is just um, group activities where we had to. It's mostly presentations. That's it. Especially the ones where you have to recite uh, in class. But there was also one where you had to uh, there was one where you had to record the video of us. What do you call this? It was just a video, like a presentation, where you had to stick to a script like that. Um, yeah, so I guess that's just the kind of group works we have: presentations, and the occasional video recording.
When
And
you
these,
say,
yeah, go on.
yeah, when you say presentations, you're using the PowerPoint or any other applications?
Any other? It I don't think the professors specify. They just let you freely choose.
Have you experienced doing some surveys?
Yeah, we just did the survey on for for our business management.
Mm.
We had to gather respondents from the freshman group of college freshmen. We had to gather respondents from that group for a survey. So yeah, that wasn't really an online survey because we had to record them saying their answers to make it genuine. It's not just it was an online survey we did, but we also had to record their responses. So yeah, we did do an survey.
Oh, so it's a combination of paper survey and
Yes.
a paper questionnaire and online. Okay, did you use Google Form or any other surveys?
Yeah,
Just recording. Okay.
we use Google Form.
Yeah, okay. So last time that we had the interview, you said that you don't have any like long-term plans. So I hope now I want to know the same question. I want to ask the same question rather. How do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Um, well, hopefully, I feel like I don't want to start a business now because honestly, I don't possess any resource or capital. But instead, I'll just get a job, in any business related uh fields because I may have an idea on what to do with the business, but I don't have any property or capital resources, whatever. So I guess I'll just get a job just for the experience
Mm,
and hopefully a decent wage. So yeah, I guess that's just my plan for now
mm.
after college.
Do you have plans in going out of the country?
Yeah, I only know that one possible place will be Qatar because I've known it so well, and I don't
Mm,
have to go through the hassle of fitting into the place. I mean, if you let's say I go to America,
mm,
I'll have to adjust myself there, and that's going to take um, resources out of me. You know,
mm,
like you need to know the place, the routes, how to commute, etc. But I would either go to Qatar, like that's my only choice for now, or I just stay here in the Philippines,
mm,
where there are opportunities that I know I can take.
mm. Yeah, aside from that, you need to establish some connections also, not only in the Philippines, but also in other countries. Even
Yeah,
here in Qatar, for example, you still need to establish some connections if you want to like have a business or like this. Okay. Shall we proceed to the next question? Next
yeah, sure.
question. Okay. So, what do you think are your strong points?
Strong points like
Yes, in all
traits,
aspects, as a student or just any.
um, like can that include skills?
Yes, that includes
Okay.
skills.
Well, I already told you that I'm a I'm a writer.
Yes.
That's one. I'm a writer not just in terms of usually when people writing, talk about writing stories, But but writing also it also encompasses even writing research paper. That's I'm good at that. I'm
Yes.
I was the I was the one who wrote the interpretation. There was a part where we had to interpret our the collected data from the survey, and I wrote all of that. That
Mm,
was my the whole role was meant for me. And so those are my skills, and um, that's one skill I'm good at. And as for a trait that I have that is a strong point, um, well, I know I'm smart. That's one superficial trait I have.
Mm.
It's quite it's obvious even to me. Not saying not implying that smart means I know everything, but if I study something long enough, then and with passion, then I will know it a lot. I will know a lot about it. So yeah, that's one of my strong points.
Okay, I would like to focus on your writing skills. Okay, because you have a YouTube channel as well. It's called Ultimere Archives. Did I pronounce it correctly? Ultimer
Uh,
Archives.
um, um, it's I would prefer Ultimere
Ultimere
because
Ultimere
I've heard it.
Archives.
The name I got it from is pronounced. There's like two pronunciations, but Ultimere is okay.
Ultimere is
It's easy.
better. Ultimere
Yeah,
Archives. Okay, so
yeah.
I've seen your YouTube channel. You mean to say that you are the one writing all the scripts like those?
Yeah, it's just everything I do is just me. It's just
Okay,
one man effort in the channel.
that is very
Writing.
good. The last video that I saw is about the interview with, oh, what's that? Who is that character?
Oh no, it's not a character. It's a actual
The
person.
writer.
Yeah, right. A fellow
Oh,
writer. He's a
mm.
professional writer. His name is Mark Laidlaw. He-
Who
Um,
is this writer?
um, he's a he's a writer for fictional stories. Currently he writes books, but his most prominent work is on video games, and
Mm.
he's written for some video games that I really appreciate the story of. Yeah, that is
That
Mark Laidlaw's
prompted you
work.
to like somehow make a video interviewing him like that, right?
Yes, I mean he couldn't. I don't remember how we organized the meeting, but uh, I know I just told him in email. I just told him
Mhm.
to send him his answers. Luckily, he was very easy to reach and had very fascinating answers. I didn't think, and there
So
were
is
other answers he
was those
included.
exactly his voice?
Oh
Voice
no, that was me
that was
also.
you.
Yeah, as
Okay.
again, like I said, everything's done by me.
Mm. How about weak points?
I feel like I'm not very easily motivated. You know,
Mm.
sometimes I already have I already have strong motivations for the things I love doing, writing. Because if someone asks me to write, I'll do it because I love writing. But it's very hard to even motivate myself to do other things, especially when they're very important. Like it could be something like chores. Like I'm it's hard to motivate me to get myself to do them unless the only time the only thing that motivates me to do things that I don't want to do is when no one's doing them. And I would rather have and that leads to another weak point I have, which is sometimes I lack initiative. You know, like when there's multiple people who should be up for the task. I have this impulse in me telling me I have to go do it first. No, I have to do it, but I keep hesitating. So yeah, those are some of my weak points. I'm not too easy to motivate when the reason to do it is not uh doesn't suit me, and I often lack initiative unless I am forced to do it when I see that no one else is doing it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Being a
that's it.
writer, yes. Being a writer, do you have plans to write books, like nonfiction books, fiction books, and nonfiction books?
Um, I think it would be easier to write,
Fiction.
at least from what I know of writing, maybe it would be easier to write a non-fiction book, something that's informative,
Mm,
like because in fiction, you have to write a good story, and that's very hard to do from what I know. You need to have a good plot. You need to have characters who are likable,
mm,
or uh need to have a coherent story and all that.
mm,
That's very hard. And honestly, I don't have I'm not very confident in knowing knowing that I can do that. And I just think it's easier to write for me to write a nonfiction book. As for what
mm,
kind of non-fictional book I would write, um, I'm not sure yet, but I know it will have to be informative, maybe not really academic, but maybe it's informative, but it's also for casual reading.
mm.
So yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. The fiction books actually are doable. I know you can do this. Yeah, I believe that you can do this. However, if you opt to write fiction books, it would take years. It would take a long time to write a book. Like J.K. Rowling, actually, she finished the first book after 6 years. So I mean,
Yes.
yeah, that it takes dedication, it takes motivation even to continue on. Because if you feel the writer's block and you just follow your whim, like, oh, I don't want to write today, then that is also my problem actually. Like, I feel like I I lack the motivation to write.
I've heard that yeah, like I've heard what you said about writers before. They
Mm,
actually have to go through so many drafts of the story. Like they have to revise things. They have to they have to cut parts of the story. Like they'll reveal, like just after they've published the book, they'll reveal that uh, this character was something else was supposed to happen to this
mm,
character. You know, so it really tells you how much has happened behind the scenes. Like
yes.
there's a lot of cutting, there's a lot of editing, revising, etc. It's lots of drafts. So yeah, that's what I think. It's very hard to write uh, a fictional book like that. But I'm not sure if that applies to nonfiction books, honestly. But uh, I think I might have some kind of experience with writing nonfiction uh media because I do like writing articles on wikis. You know, that's one of my hobbies, and find them easier to do than and much more something that I like more than writing fiction. So
Mm.
yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree also that nonfiction is easier because you just need to be more precise. We just need to be precise. We just need to be careful of like we should not be we should not plagiarize like that. And I
Yes,
like it as well. I like technical writing rather than
yes,
writing fiction books. So actually, I have experience in writing as a ghostwriter, but I applied for a technical writer. I was writing as a ghostwriter. I had a job before in the Philippines as a ghostwriter, but
mm,
the materials are technical writing stuff. Not I'm not into fiction. Although I can write short stories, but then it would take time and as I said, I'm not so motivated enough to continue on to make it a novel like that. So the best nonfiction that I had ever written were short stories like this, and I was able to publish it on my blog site before, way back in the Philippines.
Hmm. Yeah, speaking of short stories, I do have experience writing those kinds, but I've only done those for school. I haven't done any writing of short stories recently in college, but I do remember writing short stories, like maybe back in high school. That's like the most recent time I've written anything about fiction. But nowadays it's just nonfiction. So yeah, that's what I did. Um, I last time I wrote short stories was during senior high school, I guess. So yeah, that's it.
What was that short story all about?
If I'm not mistaken, it was just for a group, it was for a group work where we had to. I'm not sure what that group work was, but I know the story was just about this. It was tragic. It was about a factory worker, um, uh, a woman who was a factory worker, and I think that's all I can remember. I just know it's tragic for the the story that I wrote. So that's yeah, that's the only thing I remember about that short story.
Mm, okay, I think that's a good material. That's a good material for a short story. And actually, the novels they start from short stories, isn't it?
Um, I think they do. I know
Mm.
there's one. Maybe I don't remember which specific one. I just know that there are examples of that happening from actual successful media.
What are the things that motivates you to do the things that you are doing right now?
Well, the things I'm doing now, like can it be
Studying like this.
studying? Oh yeah, okay. Um, Studying. Well, uh, I think I'll just start with my hobby. Honestly, it's hard to think of
Mhm.
things that motivate me to do um the important stuff because like I told you, I'm not too motivated. But
Mm.
when it comes to writing, what I'm motivated by is just the the prospect of just writing something that looks good when you read it. I just like to do that. When I write, I just want uh what I want out of writing is a good material. That's it. That's what motivates me. And but as for things like college, um, yeah, that it's since it's very important. I always think of my future. That's what motivates me to continue with college because um, I know there might be consequences if I don't do well in college. So I have to keep thinking about what would happen if I don't push on, you know. So yeah, that's what motivates me to do that, to do to attend college.
Yes. Okay.
That's it.
What are the places that you have been to in the Philippines, like tourist attractions that you have been to in the Philippines?
I know when I was a child, I visited Rizal Memorial Park. I even had a picture of me in front of Rizal's memorial, and that was long ago. But the most recent one it's quite hard to think because I haven't had a vacation here. I always have to travel outside. But well, maybe the last place I visited, it's not really a popular place, not like a national landmark or something.
Mm.
But all I know is that the most recent place I visited that's away from my my local city is I believe it was a resort, you know.
Resort.
Yeah. Um I know I this we mostly just went there to stay several days and mostly used the swimming pools there. And I also remember that it had a very long flight of stairs that I had to climb myself. It uh it was during that time that I learned how hard it was to climb uphill, because
Mm.
that flight of stairs was very steep. It was my younger self back then couldn't keep up, but I still made it there anyways, but it was hard enough that I had to take a break in the middle of the stairs. Yeah, so that's one of the most recent places I visited here in the Philippines.
I just find it a little bit funny when you said my younger self way back then.
Yeah.
You're not that old. You're
Yeah, but I know, but I just know that I'm different. I'm not talking like you know, like uh uh like an old person.
you
I'm
are an
just
old
saying,
you're an old soul.
not really an old soul. I'm just emphasizing that I was different back then, you know. If I were if I were really old, I would refer
Old
to
soul.
my
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
if I were really
Mm,
an old soul, I would refer to my past self as I would say back in the day, like that. So yeah, that's it.
mhm. Okay. Let's focus about people. What are the qualities of people that makes you interested in them?
Um, well, first, I would like them to have same interest as I am. But a person is very uh, a complicated puzzle. You know, they're made of many parts that somehow fit together. And what I mean by that is that there's many qualities they have to them. But the my standards for someone that I would like to uh, be uh, be close with is they have to be understanding. That's very crucial to me. They have to understand why you do this, why you act like this. They they need to um, empathize with you. Uh, Also, I'm also looking for um, people who are what you call this. Uh, it's quite hard to think, but maybe a person who's independent, but at the same time can feel okay to ask for help. So that's one of the things that I'm looking for in a person. But life gives you a random selection of people with whom you meet. So
Yes.
I guess these people won't always meet your standards. So I guess you have to take what you can, just get what you can take. That's it. That's what I believe in.
Yes, but it doesn't mean to say that you may settle for less. So there
Yeah.
is yes, you
There's still
still keep
standards.
yes, there should be standards still and keep up with with those standards. Okay, let's
It's
on
just
the other way
yeah.
around. Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, well, it's just that you can't choose people you meet, you know. But
Exactly, yes.
when you but doesn't mean you have to always accept anyone, you know. You might end up accepting someone who will manipulate you or just use you. So um when it comes to meeting people in life, you do have the option to distance yourself from them or tolerate them, you know, which is hopefully um the thing you must be doing, because not everyone is always a evil person, you know. Maybe the things they do that you think are wrong are just because of their inner problems, you know. So yeah, that's what I think about meeting people. Sometimes you just have to hold them up to your standards and with respect, of course. So yeah, that's what I think.
Mm. We need to understand and accept people as they are. But
Yes,
in most cases, we should be selective as well. Like what you said, it's
yes,
correct. Maybe we could be accepting people who are not good for us. Like
yes.
on the surface, they may appear like they're good, but then maybe they have a different agenda, something like that. I mean, we don't know exactly what the minds of these people are made of like
Mm,
this.
yeah.
Okay, on the other way around, okay, what are the characters of the people? I think you already discussed it. What are the characters of the people that you don't usually go with?
Maybe you said that I already mentioned it, but
Mm,
I can further emphasize
okay,
on what is things people the qualities to avoid.
yes.
I think it's just the same as most normal people. Um, I would avoid people who are toxic. Basically, anyone who tries to bring you down for their selfish reasons. Don't want people who are selfish or um, manipulative,
Mm.
and sometimes there are qualities that aren't intentional. You know, sometimes people have an impulse to be um, disrespectful. Not really disrespectful. What you call this? Like maybe I don't know if disobedient is the word, but people who just won't listen to you. They want to have it their way always, you know. And there are sometimes people who are just very, lazy. And
Maybe they're just thinking about themselves, like
yeah,
being selfish and something like that, not
yeah,
thinking about other people's concerns.
hmm yeah. Uh, and besides that, um, maybe one last quality that turns me off is just someone who gets angry very easily,
Mm,
because
yes.
they're just hard to reason with. You know, they're just easily controlled by impulse, and it's even worse if they don't become ashamed or regretful of why they got angry. So yeah, that will that quality turns me off. But unfortunately, that's very hard to detect. You know, people don't. It's not a superficial thing. You know, like when you meet someone on the surface, they appear okay, but the more you get to know them, the more their bad side shows, and turns out it's not that bad side is no longer tolerable, and now you've made a mistake of sticking to this person. So yeah, so those are the qualities in people that are repulsive to me.
Okay, I'm just curious, and you don't need to elaborate. Have you met those kinds of people, the toxic people, something like that?
Luckily, uh, actually not luckily, actually I have met those kinds of people. But actually, luckily for me, most of these people I've witnessed are not that close to me. I've only seen their attitude from the sidelines, you know, like I've seen how they treat other people. And then when I see that, I think to myself that I'm glad to not associate myself with this person because that would put me in lots of trouble for myself and others. So, yeah, finding people like that for me is rare,
That
and
okay.
I'm glad that I'm not deeply involved with these kinds of people.
Yes.
So yeah,
Okay. So that's good. But the moment that you meet these kinds of people, at least you know what to do. You know what to do
yeah,
already. Like try to avoid them, and not really avoid them, but then just the word is compromise. Compromise with them because we need to establish good relationships as well. Because we
yes,
cannot avoid socializing with these people, especially if it is in your inner circle. I mean,
uh,
there are people who you really need to socialize with, like in your day to day activities, day to day life. Like, for example, your classmates, your group mates, your colleagues, like this. In an organization, for example, there are a lot of people, and we are in a different culture. We are in a multicultural environment, for example. So we need to be at ease with everyone. We need to accept everyone's, let's say, mistakes, faults, like this, their beliefs as well. It's not easy to deal with these kinds of people, but we need to do so.
um, now continuing from what you said, in the end, especially in a workplace or school, in the end, you'll be needing these people, and you need to maintain a good reputation
Yeah,
because you can't be, no, you can't. You need to have a good self-image as seen by others. You can't always be rejecting or averting these people. And what you said about the multicultural uh, environment, it's more than important to compromise to tolerate other people, so that because when it comes to different races, different people, you really want to be as tolerant and as compromising as ever. You know, because otherwise, if you do not, you might uh, you might be discriminatory, and that's not a good look for you.
exactly.
That's like being like that is already a stigma. They call these people bigots, racists, like that.
Mm,
And you just want to be compromising, tolerant, no matter their shortcomings. Because besides that, what I said about being discriminating, you still need these people as while they're there, because because you'll always be paired up with them. You're in the same community as they are,
mm,
and you're expected to work with them. So you have to do it. It's what being professional means.
yes,
So yeah, that's it.
diplomatic. Being diplomatic. That's what I say.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
it's not easy to deal. Yeah, because of different backgrounds, different nationalities, different beliefs, different principles, and sometimes they can sometimes irritate you in such a way that maybe they're thinking from their end they're not doing anything wrong, but uh, they're actually
Mm, yes.
harming other people's ego, or
Yeah.
they're just being in the way, as simple as that. Like this, very simple things, but if you magnify these things, this will actually will be the cause of, like, probably the downfall, my own downfall, or something like that. So this will result to the disintegration of a group. It's
Yes.
a hard challenge for those who are working in like that, in a multicultural environment.
Yes, sometimes people can just feel entitled to to what they believe in. They think it's above everyone else's beliefs and thoughts. So everyone has to follow what they believe in. But it's not impossible to put them in there to humble them. There's there's always a deep belief, deep reason why they feel entitled like that. So yeah, in the end, it's just again comes back to being compromising and tolerant. So yeah, that's it.
Yes. But if we're all if the word is just compromising, we're always compromising, at the end of the day, it will just like you're just creating like a snowball, for example, little by little, and then eventually it will
Yeah,
become intolerable
just
anymore.
accumulate.
It will
Yeah.
just blow up, something like that.
Mhm. And then, of course, if it comes to that, you just have to be, well, it's always the last resort, but sometimes you just have to not deal with these people.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can't be there anymore. They
Avoidance.
need to,
There's a so-called like soft avoidance in such a way that we don't make them feel that we are avoiding them. We're not making it's like, for example, we're not making obvious that we're avoiding them, but
yeah,
very subtly, we are trying to avoid them in such a way that, for example, when they are trying to talk with you, then try to make a way not to uh, hurt them in such a way that you will walk away right away.
mm, yeah,
But then, yeah, little by little, at the back of your mind, I need to go. Otherwise, this will result in a bad situation. Because believe me, there are some people that even if you're just talking, then suddenly they will just get something out of your spoken words, even that you're not even aware of that you have spoken the words, and they will make an issue out of that.
yeah.
This one.
It's very, I don't know, it's very, someone who's introverted that is quite um, terrifying. You know, and I do know myself a lot, but the real danger of that is that even though you know that it's wrong, others may not know that. They
Mm.
might be easily convinced. That's actually
Yes,
scary.
yes, that's
So
my point.
you really want to avoid that kind of stuff. People twisting your own words. It's
Yeah,
what you were
exactly.
saying. Mm. So yeah, like it's very terrifying to because that has been the downfall of even significant people. People twist the words of people being twisted.
Mm.
So yeah, every one of us has to avoid that kind of stuff. That's what I think.
Yes. Okay. You mentioned about strong people or strong leaders. I believe you are talking about strong leaders, right? Strong personalities. Okay. So among the leaders, who among the good leaders or famous leaders you are looking up to?
Hmm. Um, it's kind of hard to um, it's kind of hard to pick one because these days I'm not really following people, famous people nowadays. Um, but if I were to pick, based on what I know, because back then, um, there's a there's a good amount of pioneers and all that who managed to lead people to do great things. But now it's kind of hard to find one, you know, especially the government here in the Philippines. But not to get political, but anyways, there's one leader I would look up to. Maybe I can think of just about anyone from Philippine history during the Philippine Rebellion, the revolution.
Mm.
People like not really leaders per se. They're just okay, maybe they are leaders, but some admitted that they aren't. Like Jose Rizal, you know, he just did his thing. You know, he was flying solo. He wrote books that eventually roused people to incite to liberate the country from the Spanish colonizers, and his work is very, especially if you're a person during his time, is very inspiring. It's good writing material as a writer myself, you know. So yeah, those kinds of old the heroes of old, I think are leaders who I look up to because the until now some of their messages still have a relevant meaning.
Mm.
So yeah, those are the kinds of leaders to look up to.
I was actually thinking about leaders like, for example, Nelson Mandela, or yeah, Nelson Mandela. Who else?
Oh,
Those kinds of
Martin
leaders. Yeah.
Martin
Martin
Luther
Luther
King.
King or
Yeah.
something. So, okay, what else? For this year, we talk about your loneliest experience, happiest, unforgettable. We talk about, I asked you about if you have New Year's resolutions, something like those. What else? Plan for the future. Okay,
Yes.
in 5 years. So that one, eh, that's a like long-term plan. But how about immediate plan? Something like immediate plan, anything.
Immediate plan. I
Yes.
I think it's just I'm thinking of just finishing college. That's it.
Mhm.
That's just my immediate plans. But I also think of learning a few skills before I get a job. You know,
Mm,
that's one of
okay,
my
what
immediate
skills?
plans.
What kind of skills?
Mm, there are mostly the social kind, you know, because I know I'm lacking in that. And it's as simple as you know, being able to converse with the others. Uh, yeah, like that. That's the kind of skills I'm trying to earn to gain in the moment. So that's it.
Okay. Yeah. You can start with your classmates, with your batchmates, group mates, like this. Not easy
Mm,
to I mean it's not right away that you can be that sociable, but
yeah.
I know I know there are also inhibitions in your part, like if you deal with these people, there might be some negative results, or not really negative, but there might be some outcomes that not favorable to you, like
Yeah.
this.
But you can't learn until you try. That's what
Yes,
I'm trying to
exactly.
say.
That's good. Yes, very good. You need to
Like
do
you need
it.
exposure.
You need to do it. You need exposure. Come out of your shell. Okay, like this. Anyway, let's talk about Christmas in the Philippines.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
so what do you like about? Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes. In fact, my the the house is decorated with the
Mm,
Christmas decorations already. And
okay.
last year I just celebrated with my family. Yeah,
Oh, who
that's how
did the
I do
decorating
celebrate.
of this Christmas tree decors on the
It's
wall?
It's a family effort, but it's mostly my mother
Oh,
who does the thing.
okay. So, what can you say about the Christmas celebration in the Philippines? Because in here, in Qatar, there is none. Okay,
Yeah.
not unless you'll go to a Christian community or
Mm.
Catholic community. Of course, they
Yes.
celebrate Christmas, but in general, of course, this country does not celebrate Christmas per
Yes.
se, or basically. However, they already recognize that this is one sort of a holiday or national holiday celebration, and they also give some some leeway, shall we say, leeway, or they
Yeah.
also put effort into declaring December 25 up to December 28 like a holiday or something like that. Okay, so how do you feel about the celebration in the Philippines in case of Christmas, in terms of Christmas, I mean, Christmas celebrations?
Well, how I feel about Christmas, well, Christmas as an adult and Christmas as a child are very two different experiences because not expected to be given gifts, like that. But
Mm,
that's okay because I can do without gifts. I don't really ask for them. I never see Christmas as the kind of event that um a materialistic event. You know, I don't really ask. But Christmas is it's a very lively season for me. Um, and I like it because during Christmas season, uh, it's there's uh there's a sense of festivity. Just a few days ago, a bunch of carolers visited my house, and I think they were my mom's friends here.
mm,
And a few days ago, um, a group of carolers visited my house, and they were singing and all that. I didn't get to watch them, but I could hear them outside the house, and I could hear the others celebrating also. There was a Christmas party in the court near my residence, and I like that kind of atmosphere because it's just nice to hear people
festive.
celebrating. It's like compared to the typical silent neighborhood. There's
Mm,
just dogs barking. That's it. But hearing people sing, celebrate, it's nice. Uh, Even though I don't get to be part of it, it's still a nice thing to appreciate. But as for me celebrating Christmas itself, it's always nice to participate in the celebration itself. Uh, I have to admit that it's probably one of the few times of the year where I try ham. It's one of my favorite foods. And there's the Christmas feast. There's the and there's the my dad coming here to with us to celebrate. Or maybe
mm,
in this
mm,
case, I think I will be um I will be going to Qatar to celebrate. Not, but
mm.
I'm not sure yet. So yeah, that my feelings about Christmas is that it's a holiday that I would like to anticipate and
Mm.
celebrate. So yeah, that's what I think about Christmas.
Okay, so with that,
Yes.
thank you for this catching up interview, and I'm looking forward again for maybe after New Year, New Year's Eve, next month, or anytime that you are free. Because as you
Yep.
know, I like having a conversation with you because You are intellectual, and I like talking to intellectual people. It's like having a, this one back and forth throwing of ideas and
Yes.
information. It's really nice to hear. I really like it. Any parting words, Miguel, please, for our viewers?
Or not much other than Merry Christmas.
Because I remember last time you were not able to say bye or thank you or whatever because there's no time. Okay, now it's your time. You have 1 minute.
Well, I don't have much that's reserved, so I guess I just say closing remarks. So
Okay.
Merry Christmas to everyone's watching, and hopefully you have a nice holiday. Uh, uh, hope you find what you're looking for, and uh, and Happy New Year. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. So see you. I think anytime now this video call will end because it's only like 1 minute, less than a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, thank you very much. I'm
Yeah.
always happy to hear from you.
Okay.